this is my new studio. And we moved, me and my pets, me and my scaly family have moved. As you can see, it's been kind of a struggle for me since I've moved. I've broken my arm. I've burnt my back. I fell on a oven. But we'll get to that here in a bit. And, see all my stuff here. This whole basement will eventually, all this space over here, all of this space is sitting over here out of camera view. And all this space will actually be a greenhouse here in the basement. It's going to be very cool. And we're going to put multiple species as well as an aquaponic system in there. That ought to be really interesting. Man, I'm trying to think where to start here. So I moved from Kansas City to here, St. Louis. I work for a pharmaceutical company, a startup, very toxic. I had a nice house, an old house, didn't have central heat and air. I put a little inflatable pool out back and took my dragons swimming. And that was the first time I got dragons, and they really helped my mental health there. And then I got a job at Bayer Crop Science as a consulting scientist for them here in St. Louis. A lot more money. And let me tell you, I broke my arm. I broke it on Tuesday. This is Saturday. And I went back to work on Friday. And they were so super helpful. Not a toxic environment at all. Not at all. Very awesome place to work, surprisingly. And so I moved to an apartment here in St. Louis. And we're talking about, I never let my animals free roam after a while because it was so bad. This is cockroaches that after I had cleaned it, after I cleaned the damn thing, there was cockroaches still left. That really sucked. We didn't have central heat and air. This air conditioning unit didn't work. So they gave me a crappy portable one that doesn't even have a SAC number. That means it's wildly inappropriate. And then, so this fan blade was broken. And then I pull it out. This is the stuff underneath it. Yeah, there's a ton of mold there. And the last air conditioner actually leaked acetone into the carpet. So I never let my animals free roam. I actually had 2 emerald tree skinks pass away because of mold in the apartment. Yeah, I had to move. So I got this house, and there's a basement. It's huge, and it's been wonderful but a lot of issues too. The bedroom, I actually set up a second spare room, and I let my animals free roam it. This is my Peter Bandit skinks free roaming it. We can see Snoot in the back, Houdini. I've still got stuff to do with it. I haven't completely finished everything. He's blind. But he gets stuck in that. This is a really cool picture. The gecko's at it again. He's still trying to figure out his way out of the tube there. Like I said, he's blind or he's hard of sight. It's really interesting. So I lost 2 of my Peter Banded skinks when I moved in. I moved in on a Saturday a couple weeks ago. And Houdini, who originally escaped once, and I found her that night underneath the refrigerator. And I found Broken 2 days later underneath the same refrigerator. Broken is named because he has 3 of these half stripes. He's the only one in the world that has these stripes like this. And so that's why he got named Broken, and that's why he is the rarest Peter Banded skink in the world. Gave me a heart attack for a couple days. Here is my mountain horn dragon. I closed off the bathroom and tried not to let him poop in my head. And then I actually was able to, I put in a bidet kit. Now these are a must, about 30, 40 bucks. You have a female and male attachment, hot water. There's no electricity. It actually saves you money. This is worth the money. And right now, oh my God, it is saving me so much time and effort. This is my studio. I've still got a lot of stuff to clean up. You can see I'm a fan of Up and Rick and Morty. Some Lego cars. Some stuff like this. My Transformers room. Huge Transformer fan. With some Lego stuff over here. This is a Chinese cut card from Beijing Opera. A friend of mine gave it to me. I'm thinking of making this a spider room because it's kind of dark still. We can make it light up. This is my cap and gown, my diploma, bunch of stuff. Really cool DC, Castlevania in the back, some other stuff. Iron Giant, just some random stuff. That's really cool. I forgot that I even had this. It's a shelf bookends of the Rickmobile. And then my 3D of the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium. I need to do that. The Ark. There's snakes in there for the Indiana Jones. My Marvel. And we can see right here, it's saying it's down in the low 60s. I'm thinking about putting some axolotls in there. And this is the basement. And then more basement. This is my workshop. That should be really cool to see how all this kind of turns out in the future. And I love being able to sit back in this chair like this and really enjoy myself. It's a great microphone. Let's hope it's doing well with the volume. But I actually put a pool in the back even. And this is really cool. So I went and got a pool. We're outside. We're cleaning that off to have it inside. And here's my dragons. He goes, Hydra and Pitch enjoying themselves. What's she gonna do? What's she doing? What's happening? They are very much enjoying themselves. Fancy, not used to that. Fancy. Fancy not used to. Fancy's having fun. You can see that he's. Fancy's having fun. Look at him. He's like, oh. Fancy's having so much fun. Look at him. He's like, I can climb here. Look at him. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Fancy having fun. Fancy getting exercise. Tom Fancy loves me. So, we're going to do a lot of different things on this channel now. I've got to make a video on empathy and how to hear it in people. And then I need to make a video on why animals turn their backs on you for Dave Kaufman. And then I've got to do a second part to the Bill Stewart episode. So, I'll tell you the story of my broken arm. Tuesday, this is a Saturday. So Tuesday, I moved the last stuff out of that apartment. And I'm going to tell you right now, that apartment was shit. There was not good air conditioning, 100 degrees. And so therefore, I was super dehydrated on my way out of there. So I'm getting home. I turn on the oven to start a pizza. Friggin', I go outside. I was going to deal with some pool stuff. And then I accidentally locked myself out. But I had opened the window next to the oven. Okay. So then after opening that window, I went outside and I accidentally locked myself out. Well, there's a lock on the door that I don't usually have, and it's bullshit. So I call the landlord. It's like, I locked myself out. Do you have a key? He goes, will you come unlock it? Well, they said they didn't have a key. Yeah, they didn't have a key. Either they're incompetent or they're liars. I don't know which one. And so I'm going to change some locks here to make sure, because that's not acceptable at all. Not acceptable. So then what I did, they told me to get a locksmith. And it's like, I can't afford a locksmith right now. Like, I literally could not afford a locksmith. So they're like, well, break into the house and we'll put a maintenance order in. So it's like, okay, so there's a little window next to the oven that I had opened. Popped the screen, started trying to climb in it. I can't get my feet high enough up. And so I was able to reach in and turn off the oven because the oven's right there. And so I actually was like, okay, I probably should have backed out and waited for the oven to cool down. But I'm already halfway through the window. I actually thought I was about to Pooh Bear it because I could barely fit in the window. I literally was stretching it out a little bit there. So it's like, okay, we'll just go for it. Try not to hurt myself, but it's going to be a struggle no matter what. I slipped and opened the oven door and actually landed on it. You can actually see the dent here on the oven door where I'd actually straightened it out a little bit more. Yeah. So I landed on that with my back and I had enough consciousness to go, okay, I'm sitting on this oven door. I need to get off before I severely hurt myself even worse. And so I get off of it. I get off of the stuff that's laying on there because I'm like, no, I don't want to start a fire. And I look down, and there's this dip in my arm. And I rotate my wrist, and it automatically popped in. This is all a matter of seconds. Just seconds, not even a half a minute. All of this happens. My arm resets itself. I'm dehydrated. I'm in and out of consciousness now because of all of this. And so I call my landlord. You got to come get me. I got nobody to take me to the hospital. I've broken my arm and the oven door. Well, I got kids. I can't come get you. Okay, so I ended up driving myself to the hospital. I left all the doors open. I was barefoot in swimming trunks, barely holding my pants up. I get in the car. Can't move my right arm to save my life. I can barely wiggle my fingers now. That's literally as far as I can wiggle them right now. And the swelling has started to go down. So at that time, I drove myself 16 minutes away to the hospital, parked in a handicap spot, yelled at people, even a cop, to help. It's like, come help, help. Nobody helped. The cop's like, I'll get somebody to get you a wheelchair. I couldn't even, nobody was coming. Nobody was fucking coming. Fucking pissed me the fuck off. And so I forced myself up, and I'm still in and out of consciousness. And I forced myself into the hospital. The cop at the door's like, I can see something's happening. I'll go ahead and pull the stuff out of your pockets for you. And he's like, okay. And put them back for me. And I go to the desk, tell the lady once where I lived, what my phone number was, and laid my head on the desk. And they're like, okay, they got me a wheelchair. I was enough consciousness that I called my father because I realized that I was in and out of consciousness. So I actually go over, and they sign me in, take an x-ray. I sit there for, they put an IV in me. And I was there somewhere between 7:30 to midnight. And I was shaking and shivering, and my arm was moving because I was shivering. So I'm sitting here going, And they must have thought I was coming down off the shit. They must have thought I was on drugs. I wasn't. And I told them as soon as everything started stabilizing, I'm like, no, I wasn't on drugs. Found out that I had sprained my ankle. They were like, why didn't you tell us that you'd sprained your ankle when you got here? I didn't know that I had freaking sprained my ankle. I was in a little too much damn pain. The administrator, I'm telling you, the staff there was great. The administrator was fucking incompetent. I tell the staff once what my number, what my address is. They repeat it back to me. Go to noon. I had to tell that lady 3 times. At one point, I'm like, I almost just get the fuck away from me, you stupid bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? You can't take down a fucking phone number? And you got to remember, I'm a super nice guy. Even during this whole thing, the nurse that I was dealing with, I'm like, dude, I'm going to make some weird jokes because dark jokes there because I feel like I need to because all the pain and everything going on. But, you're doing a great job. I appreciate you. Keep up the hard work. Okay. So freaking, they're like, the bone reset itself. And then I got sent home, drove myself home on drugs, went to the doctors 2 days later to a surgeon. And he said my wrist is off by 2 degrees. But if he had actually done surgery on somebody's arm and got it to where my bones are right now, he'd be satisfied. So 6 to 8 weeks, I'll have a cast on. And I asked the doctor if he could, if I get a cast that will piss a bunch of people off, if I get a rainbow cast, oh, I totally would be wearing a rainbow cast. He's like, I'll get you black. And he just laughed. I'm like, yeah, no, I totally would. Just to piss people off. What are they going to say to me? I'm like, no, motherfucker, I broke my arm. I'll wear whatever the fuck I want. I just think it's hilarious. So thanks for sticking around this long, guys. Like I said, my animals and me are all doing better than what we were. Still going through trials right now. Still trying to get everything settled in. Now it makes it even tougher on me to settle everything in with my arm in a sling. And it's been a challenge. Been rough on me. But we're going to get back to doing some of this stuff. Some of this really cool shit that I like to do. So thank you for watching if you've stayed this long. Hopefully you can stay with me because I am a real scientist and I do stuff. And I don't do doll shit either, like, surprisingly. Thank you, and I love you all. Please like, subscribe, and share.